Right, the risk of great loss from fire damage is not just contained to rural or super dry areas of our state. Really, most of our homes are surrounded by all different kinds of fuels and materials that could easily ignite during any kind of a fire.
If there's a fire in Tiger Mountain, on Tiger Mountain Road or Tiger Mountain Forest or 18, it would sweep down and then come up that to the houses.
Linda Shepard is a steward for fire prevention. What's the highest risk for your home?
Well, the highest risk is within the first 5 feet.
That's why Shepard prunes everything around her home.
It's this whole balance between aesthetics and what's good for the plants versus what's fire-wise. I mean, what's best fire-wise is to have no vegetation, and I'm not up for that.
She started working on her fire prevention checklist back in 2015.
Keeping the roof clean, keeping the driveway.
Since Linda stores things under her deck, she's also installed metal screening to prevent sparks from flying in there.
Last year we had a fire over in Maple Hills area and Cedar Grove area. It was caused by a power line. It was 2.3 miles from Miramont as the spark flies. And sparks can go like 17 miles.
Worried about those sparks when her wood deck needed replacing, Shepard tells me she chose PVC, a better fire-wise material.
So there's no wood in it at all, and it's recommended for the urban wildland interface.
The PVC was more expensive, but Shepard tells me it's virtually maintenance-free.
I think it's good for resale value of your home, the value of your home, insurance of your home. So there's a lot of benefits even if we don't get a fire here.
Good morning, and as those temperatures start to rise, beaches like where we are now will soon be jam-packed. It feels pretty good out here right now, but my phone already says it is 66 degrees, and of course it is only 6 o'clock out in the morning, and with that summer fun, well, it comes some serious warnings.
As the sun rises across western Washington, get ready for a scorcher of a day. And that heat can take a toll on people already struggling with medical conditions.
And then the heat wave comes in with a 1-2 punch.
The weather won't approach the deadly heat wave that pushed through last year, which led to a flurry of 911 calls.
There were more 911 calls to 911 for aid in King County than we've ever seen in the history of since we've been keeping records. Eastside Fire and Rescue say they are fully staffed to handle the brush fires, water rescues, and medical calls that could surge in the coming days. Local hospitals are also trying to prepare, even though many barely have beds to spare due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, council member Tammy Morales is not happy about it. She says that the city should not be moving people out of these encampments during such intense heat waves. And putting out a statement yesterday, she says in part, quote, "We know that this extreme heat is dangerous for many of the medically vulnerable folks who lived on the street, and being swept is challenging enough without the added stressor of these scorching temperature. The area stretches north to south from South Holgate to South Lander Streets." Morales says the site had over 20 RVs and 30 vehicles with at least 50 residents. Now, before the relocation started, 15 people were still living at that camp. 9 of them accepted referrals for shelter services. Tina Lewis with the Salvation Army says when it gets this hot, people living in their cars and on the street are at serious risk of heat exhaustion.
A lot of them do not have anywhere else to go. Those that are in their cars, as everyone knows, the temperature in the car is even hotter than it is outside. So we are here to offer those cooling shelters to them.
Well, county officials tell me that this program would be completely voluntary. They say they've seen a lot of success and a lot of demand for programs like these, so they're hoping to create a convenient, safe way for residents to sell their guns.
If that option isn't there, we save a life.
With successful events in Seattle and Kirkland, King County officials are looking to create a year-round permanent option to meet the demand they've seen from residents wanting to safely exchange guns and ammo for cash or gift cards.
Often crimes are committed with guns that are stolen out of homes or that fall into the wrong hands, even if there's a responsible gun owner. So reducing the number of firearms at risk of that happening can help with the crime side.
Last year in King County, officials say nearly 90 people died due to gun violence and about 370 were injured. County officials say previous events in Seattle have netted over 700 firearms turned in, and residents collected up to $200 for each gun. In Kirkland, police recently shut down their event early because more than $7,000 in gift cards was exchanged for guns in just 90 minutes.
The turnover is traditionally in these programs anonymous. That doesn't mean, though, that the gun won't be checked, perhaps in a database or if it's been used to determine whether it's been used in a crime. We don't want this to become a pathway to hide evidence and prevent the solving of crimes.
Tuesday, the initiative passed in council. It's now up to the King County Sheriff's Office to look into setting up the program and figuring out how it would work, plus how much it will cost. The hope is to create a convenient option for residents to exchange their guns at a county office closer to their homes.
So that we keep guns out of the hands of those who intend to do harm to themselves and others.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.